Okay, I'm back. So this is our second video for week 4, and in this one I'll be talking about the Visual Sociology Collection assignment and the Visual Sociology blog assignment. So the Visual Sociology Collection assignment is our major writing assignment in Soc 101. And instead of having you write one long paper, I have you write this paper in 3 parts. And so there's Visual Sociology Collection 1, 2, and 3. The Visual Sociology Collection 1 starts next week, week 5, and it is due on the Saturday of week 8. So this is the week after the midterm. So you have a little while to work on it, but I do recommend that you work on it now and do one portion each week. The Visual Sociology Collection Essay 1 has 3 topics that we will be looking at. And so you probably want to work on those topics during the week that we're discussing them. For instance, next week, the week that we're starting, we're going to talk about culture. So you might want to do the culture section during the week that we do culture. This is not a lengthy or um, strenuous assignment. It's pretty simple, but it takes some thought. Not a lot of writing, but a lot of thought. So what this assignment is, it's a sociological photography assignment. You will be taking one photo for each subject that we cover starting in week 5. So like I said, next week we are doing culture. So what you'll do is you will look in your textbook for something that interests you in chapter 3, which is the culture chapter. Maybe it is non-material culture, which is all of the norms that we follow, all of our values, beliefs, knowledge. Maybe this interests you. And so maybe you want to take a photo of a social norm, which would be that's something that would be covered in culture. And a social norm might be that in your house, maybe you take your shoes off as you enter the house. This is a norm for your family. So you could take a picture of the shoes all lined up by the door. Um, and that would be your photo of this topic. Then you're asked to write a brief paragraph for this photo describing what is in the photo and how it relates to the concepts that we are studying. So for my example, if you took a picture of some shoes by the door, you would want to say, in my family, we take our shoes off when we come into the house, and this is a norm of our family. A norm is, a set of rules that we follow in the social world, and this is one we follow in my family. And that's it. That's the one for culture. That's all that you have to do. And you save that. You can do it in Word. Some people do the Visual Sociology collection in PowerPoint, which is fine if you want to do it that way. Um, if you want to try something besides those two, I guess you could do PDF. If you want to try something else besides those, you should probably contact me because Canvas doesn't translate all formatting. There are a few rules about the Visual Sociology collection. All photos must be original. In other words, you have to have taken it yourself. And also, it has to have been something taken this semester. So I have an example here. This is one that I made for the gender chapter. And this is a photograph of the men in my family. And I took it in Palm Springs. If you look closely, you can see my father, my son, my brother, and my 2 nephews. And they are in Palm Springs. So this is what I wrote. And you can write something, you can use this as a template or write something similar. So I wrote, This photo is of the men in my family. It was taken in Palm Springs during Thanksgiving. This photo represents the concept of doing gender by Candace West and Donald Zimmerman. By doing gender, West and Zimmerman mean that gender is not a matter of natural being, but is a matter of active doing. The men in my family were doing gender that day by acting kind of extra masculine with each other and showing off their strengths and athletic ability. So you tell the story. I told the story of what was going on here. I described the context and what we don't see in the photograph, and then I talk about how it relates to the concept that I found in the textbook.